So Apple has just released their brand new VR headset. Super excited to see all of the features that it's going to be releasing. This video is going to be all about the features that we already know about through Apple, through other sources, and we're excited to dive right into the video. So it's important to know that this VR headset is Apple's first generation of the product. It's gonna be on the market for $3,500, which is a pretty steep price, but you guys have to understand that this is not something that connects to your iPhone or connects to your laptop. This is its own standalone device, which means that it basically has its own M2 processing chips inside of it, has its own memory system, its own cameras, its own screens. It's essentially an entire computer in an entire VR headset. And it's one of the highest, most expensive VR headsets on the consumer market today. So some of the crazy things about this headset is that it doesn't actually have any remotes or anything like that. It's a standalone product, so you actually control everything using your hands. From the videos and all the information I saw, it looks like you basically control it with your fingers. Basically click like that, you're able to swipe around. And this headset has lots and lots of different sensors. So the sensors that it actually uses has about 4 cameras on the front, and then it actually has sensors on the inside of the camera that tracks your face movement, tracks your eyes, and the groundbreaking technology that is in these Apple headset is actually tracking for the actual eyes. So if you're looking at something to the left or you're looking at something to the right, whatever your eyes are looking at, the sensors inside can detect that, and then they're allowing you to look at different applications as they pop up on the screen, and it just focuses on whatever you're looking at through your eyes. So the actual look of this product reminds me a lot of the Apple Studio headphones, that cushioning that they have on the actual headphones and then the actual finish. It looks very similar. It looks super high quality and futuristic, like anything expected from Apple. But I'm excited to see what they look like in person. I personally haven't seen them myself yet, but based on the photos, I'm sure it's gonna be a very nice, sleek design, as Apple always promises on all of their products. So I know that I mentioned earlier in the video that this headset has very high-end eye tracking capabilities. Based on all of the YouTube videos that I've watched and all the information that I've seen online about this tracking system, is it not only tracks your eyes, but can also scan the actual pupils of your eyes and the look of your eyes, as everybody has their own individual chemistry and DNA in these eyes. So it works very similar to Touch ID or Face ID, but it just scans the eyes, which is pretty crazy to think. Looking back 10 years ago, I remember looking at movies where you could, a laser went into somebody's eyes and it let them in the door or let them into the safe. So it's crazy to think that 10 years later, after looking at all of these in the movies, the technology is at a point where it's actually gonna be released to the public, and it's just crazy to see all this technology move at such a high pace. So also mentioning the fact that this headset doesn't require any remotes. I know that I mentioned earlier that you kind of click with your hands. There's a lot of different tracking capabilities and cameras and sensors on this actual device that is supposed to do a very, very good job of tracking the internal side and the external side. So the fact that this thing doesn't need any other remotes is pretty crazy. I think the only downside to this is that you're not really gonna get that haptic feedback that you would get with remotes, the vibrating sensation or some sort of feeling coming back from when you're touching something or moving something. But I'm sure there's some sort of haptics inside the actual headset. So we're looking forward to seeing what it's gonna feel like and what it's gonna be like once we get that for ourselves. So another crazy thing about this headset is that unlike all of the other competitors on the market, you can actually see through the headset. So in addition to that, people that are seeing you with that headset on can actually see your eyes, but it's not actually a see-through screen. It's basically an external OLED screen that's on the outside, and then it uses the camera from the inside to see whatever you're looking at or what your eyes look like, and then putting that on the outside of the screen. I actually run a video production business, so to be able to have multiple screens really, really big and do some editing where I'm essentially editing on Final Cut Pro and having all these different scenarios would definitely be something that I'd be interested in. That being said, Apple has a feature where if you walk up to a computer or a laptop and you just start working on that, it will essentially take that screen, put it right in front of you, and allow you to use the keyboard and the mouse, use that operating system, and use this headset to have a bunch of external monitors. In addition to that, I could definitely see myself going to like an NBA game, sitting courtside. I know it probably wouldn't be the same experience, but the fact that the screen is supposed to be at such a high pixelation, it'll really make you feel like you guys are actually there. So in addition to that, they also showcase you being able to use this for FaceTime, but for me, that's a little bit weird because I feel like it's better when you're FaceTiming someone to actually show them what you're actually doing and what your face looks like in real life, which kind of gives you that intimate connection. But with this, they basically just take a scan of your face and they turn it into a 3D rendered version of you, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't see myself FaceTiming somebody in a cartoon world, but you never know because the future is obviously changing rapidly and quickly. So we'll see what happens with the upcoming years. So another huge feature of this VR headset is the actual screens that are inside of the headset. A lot of these headsets on the current market are getting higher and higher and higher definition. The pixels that are on your iPhone, which to me are already extremely sharp, so I can't imagine what it would be like in this actual VR headset, but the pixelation count is supposed to be 16 times more than the actual pixelation count on your iPhone. So you can only imagine how sharp these images look and how realistic they will look in this augmented reality that will be released through this headset. Do I really see a lot of people walking around using this headset on a day-to-day basis? I'm not quite sure yet, but I've been wrong many times in the past. So maybe this will be that breakthrough to VR that the whole world needed and the whole world needed to adapt to. So the fact that this is actually a first generation means that it'll be shipped out with only applications that Apple has made. So similar to when the first iPhone came out, you couldn't download external apps. I think the Apple App Store didn't come out until like a second version of the Apple iPhone. And then you were able to download additional apps from external developers. So it's gonna be very similar to this VR headset. There's only gonna be the Apple application. So it's gonna be exciting to see what other applications developers will be able to create on this platform in the future. It's just gonna open up a whole new door in the VR space, and we're excited to see what applications come out throughout this process. So for the conclusion of the video, guys, I'm super excited to test out this new headset. It's really a breakthrough through technology, and obviously the price point shows you that the technology that they're putting in this computer, in this VR set, just extremely top notch. So it's gonna be really exciting to see what happens in the future. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to check out Electric Buzz. We do electronic product reviews, a lot of e-scooters, a lot of e-bikes, just anything in the tech space with all of these new upcoming technologies. And as always, guys, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and a comment down below. As always, peace out.